The Book of Life mythologies imagine if every action you've ever taken, every thought you've ever had, and every moment of your existence was recorded in a cosmic ledger that determines your ultimate fate. This isn't science fiction. This is the Book of Life, one of humanity's most enduring and universal mythological concepts that spans cultures, religions, and thousands of years of human imagination. The Book of Life appears in virtually every major world mythology, yet each culture has painted this divine record with its own unique brushstrokes. At its core, this mythical tome represents the ultimate database of human souls, a celestial registry that holds the power to grant eternal life or condemn to oblivion. In Judeo-Christian tradition, the Book of Life first appears in the Hebrew Bible, where Moses pleads with God to blot his own name from the book, rather than destroy the Israelites. This isn't just any book, it's the ultimate VIP list for eternity. The New Testament expands this concept, describing it as containing the names of those destined for salvation. Revelation paints a vivid picture of Judgment Day, where books are opened and the dead are judged according to what's written within. But Christianity didn't invent this concept. The ancient Egyptians believed in something remarkably similar. Their Book of the Dead, while technically a guide for navigating the afterlife, worked alongside the concept of divine judgment, where hearts were weighed against the feather of Ma'at. Your deeds in life determined whether you'd achieve immortality or face annihilation by the soul-devouring monster Ammit. Norse mythology presents perhaps the most fascinating twist on this theme. The Norns, three powerful beings who controlled fate, didn't just record destinies, they actively wove them. Their cosmic tapestry, while not exactly a book, served the same function as recording and determining the fate of gods and mortals alike. Even Odin, the All-Father himself, was subject to what these beings had written into the fabric of reality. Hinduism and Buddhism offer yet another perspective through the concept of karma and the Akashic records. These aren't books in the traditional sense, but rather cosmic libraries containing every soul's journey through multiple lifetimes. Every action creates ripples across time, recorded in this ethereal database that influences future rebirths and spiritual evolution. Islamic tradition speaks of several books, including the preserved tablet and individual books of deeds. Angels record every human action, and these records determine one's fate on the Day of Judgment. The concept is so detailed that Islamic scholars describe separate books for good and bad deeds, handed out with different hands depending on your ultimate destination. What's remarkable isn't just the universality of this concept, but how it reflects fundamental human anxieties and hopes. The Book of Life represents our desire for cosmic justice, our fear of being forgotten, and our hope that our lives have meaning beyond our brief time on Earth. Modern psychology suggests these myths fulfill crucial psychological needs. They provide moral frameworks, comfort in the face of mortality, and the reassuring belief that someone, somewhere, is keeping track. In a chaotic universe, the Book of Life offers order and ultimate accountability. Interestingly, these ancient concepts have found new life in our digital age. We now create our own books of life through social media profiles, digital footprints, and data collection. Tech companies know more about our daily habits than ancient gods supposedly knew about our souls. We're living in an era where the mythological Book of Life has become technological reality. Some modern spiritual movements have reimagined these concepts entirely. New Age beliefs often describe Akashic records as accessible databases that individuals can tap into for guidance and healing. These aren't distant divine judgments, but interactive spiritual resources. The enduring power of Book of Life mythology lies in its ability to address timeless human questions. What happens after death? Do our actions matter? Is there ultimate justice? Will we be remembered? These myths don't just record names and deeds. They record our deepest hopes and fears about existence itself. Whether you view these as literal divine records, metaphorical frameworks for morality, or psychological constructs that help humans cope with mortality, the Book of Life remains one of our species' most powerful and persistent mythological concepts. It reminds us that humans have always believed our stories matter. Our choices have consequences, and somewhere in the vast cosmos, someone is paying attention to the magnificent, messy, meaningful business of being human.